Hey, good evening, family. This is Keaton Bible from God Sent Music Podcast. I am the creator and the founder. Before we get started, if you're watching this on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, like, follow, subscribe, leave a comment, tell me what you think. Before we get started today, I want to tell everybody who's a musician or a fellow artist or anybody that heard of Cordell Gaskin and Sean Martin, let's say a prayer for their family, man. Them two giants in the gospel industry that definitely going to be missed. Let's say a prayer for their family. With that being said, man, I'm super excited today. We got a special guest. I've been waiting to talk to this young man for a while. So let me break it down. When I was younger, I was that guy who get a CD. I'm always opening up the CD to see who wrote, play, and produce on the song. And I will always see his name and his brother's name on the CD covers. But today we got him here with us. We got Mr. Percy Brady. How you doing, sir?
Man, I'm good, man. Thank you so much for having me, man.
Uh,
I really appreciate it, man.
Thank you, man. Before we hit record, we were talking about Cordell Gaskin.
Yes,
And
sir.
man, he definitely is gonna be missed, sir.
Oh yeah, man, for sure, man. I call him the gentle giant, just a humble gift. And like I mentioned, whenever I would talk to him, it was never about music. It was about life and God and the Bible and family, things of that nature, man. And in a very encouraging kind of way. He was an encourager as much as he was a phenomenal musician, man. He was an encourager.
Yes, sir. And besides being a great musician, he was just a great guy, period. I mean,
Yep.
just a great guy. You don't find them type guys like that anymore.
No, you don't. You don't, man. You don't find them, and the truth of the matter is that um Cornell was not a boastful guy. He
No.
wasn't the kind of guy that boasted and all of that, man. And he was very supportive of uh of other people and other stuff and other things and churches and like I said, always the ultimate encourager, you know.
Yes, sir, man. He definitely gonna be missed along with Sean Martin. I
Yeah.
think Sean Martin came at a time in gospel music where the tide was kind of changing. And man, I remember growing up studying Sean. Even though he a year younger than me, I thought Sean was just the greatest producer on the planet, working with Kirk Franklin and Marvin Butler and some of the other cats local around Dallas.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You know, I call him the Phenom,
Yeah.
Sean Phenom, I had several encounters with Sean and they were always pleasant, man. He always called me the OG.
The OG.
He called me the OG, man. And but super duper talented, man. And I remember when he started working with Kirk, and you could hear the change in Kirk's sound,
Yes,
uh,
sir.
and with Sean involved, man. And it's just it's this time of this transition time has been really exhausting, if you ask me, with
Yes,
all
sir.
because along with them, there were some others that have, transitioned as well. And
Bishop Michael Brooks. I remember growing up as a little kid. Man, I was the biggest commission fan on the planet, sir.
yes,
Nobody was the biggest commission fan than me.
yeah, man, yeah, Bishop Brooks, and then I had a very good friend that sang with Donald Lawrence, Dante Hall,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Chicago. He transitioned. Then you had Kirby Brown from Hezekiah Walker,
yeah. He
and
used to be the MD at my church, and he gave me a chance to play for his choir. Great guy.
yeah, that's good, man. That's good. So yeah, man, it's a very exhausting time, man. And we trust what God allows, and we know God knows what's best, man. And I don't think he has a problem with us feeling a little away about it. You
Yes,
know,
sir. Yes, sir.
yeah,
But we definitely praying for them, and their family, man. Because, like you say, this a rough time when you lose somebody, especially somebody so giant in the gospel industry.
yeah, for sure, for sure, for
So,
sure, man.
so Percy Bady, tell everybody where you from, sir.
Man, I was born and raised in Chicago,
Chicago.
west side of Chicago. I am the eldest of six children, five boys, one girl. My dad was a pastor, and mom was a Sunday school teacher, educator, and a singer. Uh,
Wow.
my brothers were all ministers, preachers, or either pastors, and as well as musicians and singers too. But I didn't follow that path into pastoring.
Because if I'm not mistaken, Chicago is like the birthplace of gospel music with
Well,
Tommy Dorsey.
yeah, yeah, that's true. You're correct in that. Detroit tries to take it from us though. With the Clark sisters and Maddie and Thomas Whitfield and uh, Charles Nix, all of them, they try to take it from us, but you know, all good.
Nah, Chicago is the quiet city to me. I had a talking panel recently, and we talked about all the great choirs coming out of Chicago.
Oh
I mean,
yeah, Chicago man is a melting pot for choirs, man. You got
yes,
Fellowship, Charles G. Hayes, First Church of Deliverance,
New
uh,
Direction,
New Direction, Milton Brunson and the Thompson Community Singers,
Joshua True.
Joshua Troop, uh, Donald Alfred, and
Yes,
Progressive Radio Choir. Oh yeah, you had a bunch of them, man. Marvin Yancey and the Fountain of Life
yes, yes, yes.
back in the day. Yeah, so it's a bunch.
So, man, did you think that era of quiet music will ever come back?
I think it's back now. Excuse my son, man. The USA just won, so he excited.
Yeah. Well, we can't forget. I think probably one of the most profound one coming out of Chicago, Ricky Diller.
Oh yeah, well Ricky came out of the Thompson Community Singers with Milton Brunson.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know Ricky started with Reverend Milton Brunson. Actually, he started with Tyrone Block and LSD, which was the choir director for the Thompson Community Singers. He started with Tyrone, came to the Tommies, and then eventually started his own thing. And I call him Mr. Showman. Mr. Showman. Yeah. I call him
So
Mr.
you played for a lot of these choirs. You didn't wrote for a lot of these choirs. Man, how did that start? Because you started writing when you was like 16, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, for me, I was the guy who went around the city, man, teaching choirs and community groups and choirs, just teaching them new songs, teaching them my original songs just to get them to sing them. And um, I remember there was a group called Sam Kimball and the Voices of Deliverance. I taught them "There's No Way" before I taught that to Milton Brunson and the Thompson Community Singers, and they started singing it around town. It became popular, and people wanted to know where the song came from, man. And so that's kind of how I kind of made my way, because you know I could write a song. I knew how to write a song, man, and not that I knew whether it was great or anything, but I would go and just teach them the various groups or churches, man, just so people could have stuff to sing other than what was typically coming out at that time.
Because you was 16 when you wrote your first song, There
Yeah,
Is No
well,
Way.
yeah, I was 16 years old when I wrote "There's No Way." I wrote "There's No Way" after a very traumatic experience, being told at 16 that I was adopted, and music has always been my coping mechanism. So whenever I was challenged or man, really just had a tough time, I leaned on the music. And those words were birthed from a experience that I wouldn't wish on anybody.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
but I will tell you this, there are great things that are birthed through pain.
Yes, sir. That's
Sometimes
true.
pain is needed in order to birth. Pain tells us that is something wrong, and it needs to be addressed.
Yes,
And
sir.
and in my case, man, I addressed it with music. I addressed it with a song.
And man, I don't know your age, but I imagine it's over 20 years, 30 years later,
Oh yeah, we're talking more than 40 years, bro.
and people still singing it every Sunday morning in America.
Still singing it, still recording it, and still a popular song, man. But uh, that is the goal, to create something that outlive you. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
the songwriter, you want to create something, man, that will live and live and live and speak to generations and generations to come.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So did it open up doors for you to start writing and producing for? Because I
It
can
did.
go down the list all the
It,
people you didn't wrote and produced for.
I'm sure you can. Yeah, it did open up doors, but more importantly than anything, it also gave me a sense of community and helped me to understand the responsibility that goes along with creating songs that people will sing as a testament of their faith. I think it was important for me um, to always create from a place, man, that was theologically sound
Yeah.
in doctrine.
Yeah, yeah. Because a
But
lot of songwriters write and they just writing just to be writing. But I mean, your songs and the words really, there is no way. I mean, just the words at 16, I can't even see myself writing a song so powerful.
yeah, well, like I said, man, it was an experience that happened that caused me to um use that kind of wording, and I didn't know any other way to say it but then to
Yeah,
say that, Lord, if you don't help me get through this, ain't no way I'm gonna get through it. And it came out, there's no way I can live without you, you know?
yes, sir. So
So
growing up, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, 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 that's it. That was it.
But growing up, so 16, you getting to writing songs and you writing and playing for the choirs around the city. Who was the people you looked up to and listened to growing up? Because I think we from two different eras. So I just sitting up here thinking, I'm like, I wonder what this era was like when he was 16.
So for me, um my heroes were from afar.
Okay.
Say that. My heroes were not people that were up close and personal, because most of the older musicians back then, they didn't like it when young musicians came around and they could play and they had a little bit of talent. So they wouldn't let me play during regular services. So I would go to Sunday school because I knew they wasn't coming to Sunday school because that was too early. And so I would go to Sunday schools. That's how I learned to play in those awkward keys, because in Sunday school, the mothers be in there and they be singing songs, and they be singing in between keys and all of that. So I learned to play in an A and a D and a B and a E. I learned playing those types of keys, man. But my heroes were people that I found out from going to the library and looking at the back of credits and reading
Yeah.
credits on the phonographs, vinyl back then. We had a library that had a practice room that had a piano in it, but also had a phonograph player in it, record
Wow.
player, we used to call them, and you could play these records. And so that's where I found out about Quincy Jones, Earth, Wind and Fire,
Yep.
Maurice White, uh,
Yep.
Carol Barrel Sager, Burt Bacharach,
Hmm.
Cynthia Well, uh, Holland Dozier Holland,
Yep.
um, all of these, Barry Mann. This is how I found out about all these different songwriters, because I became very fascinated with songs. And you know, and so I kind of set out to try to find a way to become a great communicator, because as songwriters, that's what we do. The job is to really communicate, you know. And so I spent time in that library, man, just studying these people.
Wow. And really, I don't think this generation understand that. We in the generation of YouTube and social media.
Yeah, I didn't have YouTube. Unfortunately, I didn't have a YouTube or anything of that nature, man. So for me, it was real time. If it wasn't real time, it didn't happen. And truth of the matter is, I think I appreciate that time more than, what I see going on now, because right now is more the microwave generation, and I want to get there quick, but I don't want to go through certain things to get there.
Yes, sir. And I imagine wasn't no transposing on keyboards back then.
Oh no, no. Well, here's the thing. You had to learn to play in different keys. You had to actually learn. No, there was no transpose. You couldn't transpose a piano. You know, you couldn't transpose acoustic piano. You had to play that. You had to sit there and you had to play it. It responded to how you played it, how you touched it. And so that was a different time, man. And we didn't have a B3000, the electronic organ where you could change it. No, we didn't have none of that. You got to play this. You got to learn in these keys.
I'm laughing because we had a convention in my church last week with a bunch of young guys. And I saw nothing but transposing. I'm like, come on, bro, don't
Really.
transpose again. Please don't transpose again.
Yeah, it's happening. Unfortunately it is happening.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, so some of the most famous song in gospel industry and even secular have been part of you writing and producing on it. Man, how do you do that and still stay humble like you are and stay who you are as a man of God in Christ?
Well, man, the first thing you acknowledge is that it ain't you, it's God. God downloads and he trusts you. He downloads to me and he trusts me to be able to deliver this to the people who need to hear it. And I remember being at a young age when I first started playing publicly in the church. And my mom would always tell me, she said, "Now listen, don't let these compliments blow your head up." She would always say, she said, "Let it go in one ear and out the other ear. Take what you need and throw the rest of it away.
Exactly.
Take what you need to stay encouraged, but don't allow it to make you feel like you've arrived, nor that you're great." She said, "Because God gave you this gift, and you need to always walk in a place where you're giving him, honor for the gift that he gave to you." So for me, being humble is not an act. It's who I am. It's what I understand that uh, when God can trust you low, he has no problem promoting you. When he can trust you, and you can maintain that humbleness, uh,
Yes.
man, he'll promote you. He'll do the promoting.
Yes. Because I remember you were saying before we even started recording, you still play at your church on Sunday mornings.
Yeah, I'm still there. Well, I'm not playing as much. I do sing and play from time to time, but because I'm doing more impartation and developing and growing and casting vision, man, and helping the younger generation to understand the importance of growing the church and how to grow the church and um, creating an experience in the church where people can experience God.
Yes, sir. And man, I can only imagine just sitting under you in a church. Man, you don't have no choice but to be great sitting under Percy Bady.
Well, you'd be surprised, man. Some people don't see it that way, and it's okay. But for me, I wish I would have had somebody that I could have shadowed like that when I was younger.
Same here, exactly. I feel that same way sometimes. I
Mm,
came in a time before YouTube came, and I remember growing up, if you wanted to learn a song, you had to listen to
yeah, yeah, you had
it.
to listen to it. You had to spend time with it, you know?
Yeah, but he had to put the tape on, rewind, stop, rewind. These kids don't know nothing about that now.
No, no, they don't know what a cassette player. What do you mean?
I
A
don't
cas-
think a lot of them know what CDs are anymore.
yeah, they probably don't. And what's crazy is in some places CDs are still, being used.
Yes, yes. Did you ever think we see a time where we'll move from the album to the tape to the CD to streaming like we doing now?
Well, I've always been aware of technology because I'm a techie. I love technology. And so I always knew that technology was going to evolve. I just didn't think it would affect our industry the way that it has,
Yes, yes, yes.
because it's affected it drastically. Um, Obviously, the streaming world doesn't pay what a mechanical royalty would pay off of a CD, or cassette, and so it's difference. Now you're not buying a tangible product. You're buying a stream, or you're streaming.
Yes, exactly. And I from what I was told, understood to make money, those streaming numbers have to be up there.
Oh yeah, they got to be way up, man. In order to, 1 million streams only pay you roughly, close to maybe $4,000.
Hmm?
But if you got, but if you got 4, 5 writers on that song,
Yeah,
those
yeah,
$1,000 goes down. You know,
yeah.
so it's drastically different. It's drastically different.
Yes, sir. I'd like to see that change. I don't think streaming gospel streaming is up like it should be. I mean,
No,
I don't think it's where it need to be.
no, it's not. But um, I don't think the support system is what it used to be for gospel music.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? There used to be a real support system for gospel music back in the day, but
Yep.
I don't see that like that anymore. Everybody's got their favorites and they support who they want to support, whereas it used to be the genre of music itself was important to the listener, and because
Yep.
of that reason, they supported it.
And I think one of the problems is we don't have that. I grew up on the era of Bobby Jones. Every Sunday morning, we was jumping up. We was in front of the TV. It's Bobby Jones time. Then
Mm-hmm.
it's time for gospel video.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't think them days. I think that era is what kept us alive. But I don't see us going back to the era of the Bobby Jones.
No, well, um, um, they say as technology changes, all of that stuff changes. But I'll be honest and say this: I think some things didn't necessarily need to change; they just needed to evolve.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You still got people playing videos. There's still videos being played on TV. There's still, CMT, country music television. I mean, videos are still being made. Um, I just think the support system is just not there. The infrastructure is not what it used to be.
So true, so true. So man, we talking about gospel music and the state of it, and you inside gospel music. What is that one project that when you going through and I'm just having a bad period of time by day. I need to get my mind clear. What's that one project you can listen to that will always take you or clear your mind?
Man,
That one project, that one gospel project.
uh, well, there's several for me, but um, it would probably be the Milton Brunson record that had um it I think it had There's Hope on it. It
Yep,
had Lord I Believe, There's No Failure in God, and
yep.
the Holy Ghost. That is probably one of my favorites um that I listened to, that I had the opportunity to be a part of, but then also the Winans were a big part of my growing up, you know,
Yes, yes,
early
yes.
childhood, man.
Favorite wine CD.
Favorite, long
Hmm?
time coming,
Yep, yep.
long time coming, man.
My favorite one is the Light Years.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, that was a compilation, yeah, the Light Years.
Mm-hmm.
But that long time coming, man, record had some, songs, but their whole catalog to me is still relevant. I mean, a lot of people don't even know Erica Campbell's single "Feel All Right" sampled Jesus from the Winans.
Oh, wow. For real?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Jesus, yes, sir.
I didn't know that. I gotta go. Now you're gonna make me go back and listen to it
Oh
when
yeah,
we finish.
yeah, man. A lot of people don't know that. Yeah, it was sampled.
Oh man, that's crazy. And you know what, man? I think that was the golden age of gospel. I just remember growing up and one of my favorite projects was the Winans that returned. And
Oh yeah,
man,
sure, yeah.
I played that album. Well, I had it on cassette tape. Man, I played it so much, man. Man, it just that's a great project.
It was a great record, man. Definitely a great record.
A
All of
friend,
it.
wherever I go. This is a great project.
Yeah. Everything you touch is a song. Yeah.
Yes,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah. So,
Um,
how you ever had the chance to work with the Winans?
yes, I did, man. I toured with the Winans.
Oh man, how was
Toured.
that?
I was in it, and on the Decisions record, I co-wrote "Love Has No Color."
What?
For McDonald. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, so we know you didn't co-wrote you didn't wrote with London Adam, or
Mm,
Kelly, all
hmm
the choirs from Chicago. Yeah, Smoking Norfolk.
Yes, sir.
Uh, you gotta you
We
get
just got a
nominated.
We just got a number one with Smokey on a song that I wrote over 40 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah,
What's that song?
my name. In my name.
Yep. You wrote it for Milton Brunson, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Kim
And
McFarland
I'm
is the original singer.
Yep, I remember being a little kid. I had the tape, and that was the one song I kept rewinding and playing over and over and over in my
Wow.
car.
Wow.
Yeah, man. How it feel to still get nominated for awards after being an OG in the game like you are?
It's humbling. It's humbling. It's a blessing. Um, I said to a friend of mine, a dear friend of mine, James Robinson, who I was with recently at the Stellars in Vegas, and we were both being honored at the Urban Soul Cafe event. And I was talking to him and I said, man, it's kind of crazy to be, you know, getting this kind of attention right now. And
Yeah.
he looked at me and said, man, are you kidding? He said, man, do you know the amount of time and years and
Yep.
what you've invested in this? You're just getting, this is a long time coming, bro. But you deserve it, because you put the time in. And for me, I never do anything for the awards or for accolades or any acknowledgement. And but I do um I have thought at times, that, you know, first of all, when you get older, they forget about you, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you may not be turning out records the way you used to, man. But I've been blessed. I've been fortunate, man, that the Lord has kept me in a position, man, where um, I'm still able to be relevant, you know, and I'm still able to connect with the generation that didn't grow up with me. Um, and for that, I'm grateful, and again, I'm humble because the music now is being introduced to a whole new generation. They think it's new songs and they're older songs, you
Like
know?
in my name, man, I know it's been well over 10 artists that be done that song. And it's
Yeah, it's
still to this
Bruce
day the
Elantra.
words in it.
Yeah, it's a bunch of people that redid that. Yeah.
Yeah, man. You definitely deserve it, sir.
Thank
Like I said, when we first started, I used to be the guy to open up a CD cover and
you.
want to see who wrote and produced and who played. And man, I can't tell you how many times I was like, whoa, oh man, Percy wrote this, he wrote this, he's a part of this. I remember when I was watching Marvin Sapp live in Detroit.
Oh, yeah,
And you came out and you sat down at the keyboard. I was like,
yeah,
yeah, this dude right here is something else.
yeah, man. I take pride in being a part of Marvin's journey because I started with him with his first solo record,
You
Hero
sure did. Yep. I remember that. Yep.
first record, man. And he calls me, I'm part of the architect of his sound. And I'm grateful to have been a part of his journey, man, definitely through the early years. And Grace and Mercy record, live in Grand Rapids. Uh,
Yep.
yeah.
And truth be told, I think that might be my favorite Marvin Sapp album
Mm,
is Live in Grand Rapids. I thought that was a beautifully done live project.
mm-hmm.
You had Maurice with you. He's
Oh,
from Chicago.
oh yeah. I had the Chicago Cats, Rodney East and
Rodney Al Willis
yeah, Al Willis. That's it. That's right.
and your brother on the drums.
Lady on drums. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, man. Then to see him do the Malico 50 years, I was like, whoa, they still
Oh, yeah.
riding.
We brought everybody back together with the exception of I think we had Calvin Rogers on drums, Richard and Rodney and Al and myself. Yeah, man, that was a blessing.
How was he doing at Malico 50 years?
Man, it was long. It was long, but it was good, man. It was good. It was man, it was great to put a spin on some of them older songs, man. And
Yeah.
songs brought back memories, man, and made you think about where you were when you first heard the songs, who's on the Lord's side, you know.
This is just a rehearsal.
Oh yeah, this is just the rehearsal, the quartet stuff, man. And what's funny is going from choir to group to solo artist, then to quartet, and then
Yeah.
back. It was great, man. Kalante Gavin, Peace Be Still,
The
LaShawn,
song by Fred I love. I'm just a nobody.
yep, just a nobody, yep, yep. LaShawn Pace, rest in peace.
Yes.
Her too, it was a blessing, man, to work with all those various artists, Dorinda, Byron Cage, you
Yeah.
know, um, I forget
Uh Paul Porter.
Paul Porter. Paul Porter, Mississippi Mass. Yeah,
Yes.
it was good, man. It's a great time.
Yes. And I
Mhm.
think she did a wonderful job on the remake of James Cleveland. Cheese is the best thing
Oh
that
yeah.
ever.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yes, for sure. For sure. You talking about Tasha Page?
Nah, I think LaShawn Pace did it.
LaShawn, that's right. LaShawn did that. Tasha Page
Yes.
did Vanessa Bell's song. Peace be
Uh,
was it Peace Be Still? No, no. She Tasha Page did
what's that song she did?
I
Uh,
forget the name of the song.
I can't think of it either.
Tina Campbell did Thank You, Lord. Walter
Thank
Hawk.
you, Lord.
Yeah. What did
What's that song
I
she
do?
did?
I can't think of the name of the song, man. Now I'm gonna be thinking on.
Yeah, I'll be thinking of it. No, give me a second. We can't let this go like that. But yeah, it's a beautiful done project.
Oh yeah, man, that was their idea. It was Malico's idea to do it, man, and they brought me in to quarterback it.
Oh man, that's legendary, sir.
Sir, yes, sir.
Oh, give me a second. We gonna get this because I'm like you. I'm gonna be thinking about it.
Ah,
Mally.
her and Rodney did a little thing in the front of it where it was real special with the vocals and the keys. What was the name of that song? I'm gonna find it.
One of us gonna find it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm gonna find it. Uh,
Tasha Page.
Sasha Page like a
Nobody but Jesus.
nobody. I knew it was a Vanessa Bell song.
Yes, 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 yes.
That's
Nobody but Jesus.
what it was. Yep. I knew it was
Yeah.
a song.
So even in today, man, you still working and putting the work in, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, um, as the scriptures say, um, I must do the work of him who sent me while it's day. When night falls, no man can work, man. So I am continuing to, again, cultivate this new generation of talent, man, and teach them the importance and the value and the essence of a real song that's definitely connected to uh, biblical foundation because um, I'm hearing a lot of songs today, but a lot of them don't point me to Jesus.
Yes, sir. That's so true.
And so for me, I think it's important rather than point out what's wrong, you got to lead the way by example, you know?
Yes, sir. Well, man, we been getting ready to let you go, but I gotta tell you one thing before I leave. It's
Okay.
one song that you wrote, and I love this song.
What's that?
Shout
Oh, yeah. Milton
with
Brunson. Singing.
with the trumpet. Who
Yeah.
idea was it for the trumpets?
Oh, man. That was actually my idea, you know,
Oh, wow.
with Rod McGaw, I think. He did that trumpet solo at the end. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Man, I'm excited and excuse you, I'm like a kid at the candy shop because I
Oh, man.
remember growing up. Oh, go ahead. What you say?
I said, bless you, brother. Bless you, man.
Because I remember growing up listening to these songs, man, and just the feeling you was like, man. And for me to sit down here today and hold a conversation with you, it's crazy. I would never thought that, sir.
Hey, no, man. Thank you for having me, brother. It's always a blessing, man, when people want to talk to you about your career and talk to you about the things that are important to you. And I'm not big on always talking about me, but I think my journey and my story is important to share.
Yes, sir. And no, my podcast not the biggest in the world. It's a small podcast. Most of my stuff come on YouTube, and I just talk about gospel music. And I when I first started this podcast, I'm like, I know I'm not the only person out there that got a love for gospel music
Mhm.
like I do. I just love gospel music.
Yes, sir. I do too, man. And we got to keep it alive, brother, because I honestly believe that um, because we I believe there's some efforts here to kind of diminish the gospel's impact on
Yes,
the
sir.
presentation of this culture, man. And so I think it's important for us to keep it alive.
Yes, sir. But before we leave, man, you got some kids out there. They writers, producers, musicians. They gonna be watching it. I know the young people from my church gonna watch this and be like, man, who is Percy Bady? But if you could say anything to them, I pass on anything to a young musician, songwriter, singer, what would you pass on to them, sir?
First thing I would say to validate what I would say to them is that I have had the privilege and opportunity and been blessed to work with everybody from Kirk Franklin, Yolanda Adams, Donnie McClurkin, Marvin Sapp, Milton Brunson and the Thompson Community Singers, Colorado Mass Choir, Mississippi Mass Choir,
Yep.
um, Smokey Norfolk, Angelo and Veronica. I produced the Jesus Could Work It Out remix, Arc,
Yes.
Tony Braxton, Avant. So and those are things that they are tangible things that you can go and find. And I only mention that because I want to be able to validate what I'm about to say, and that's this: when you are faithful to what God has given you and what He's called you to, He will bring your name up in front of people when you're not even in the room. And that's what has happened to me my whole life, my whole career. I've never auditioned for anything. I never asked or went looking. I just worked on my craft. I really worked on perfecting my craft. And while I was perfecting my craft, somebody was bringing my name up. And I made sure that when they brought my name up, if I got in the room, I made sure that I was a person that they can trust from a character standpoint, because there are a lot of us who are gifted, man, but our characters can't keep us in the room. And so we got to learn to have great character as well as having an incredible gift. So I would encourage you, as you're working on the gift, make sure your character is also the thing that you're working on as well. So when you are promoted and you're given that opportunity and that space to shine, that you're able to stay there until you want to leave.
Wow, man, that's it right there. I couldn't think of a better way to end the episode. Dude,
Mm.
you can preach a whole message to us in 2 minutes.
Man, thank you for having me. I appreciate you so much, brother.
Ah, man, thank you. Before we leave, tell everybody the social media information if they want to reach out to you.
Ooh, well, I'm on Instagram at the official Percy Bady, and I'm on Facebook, Percy Bady, and then Twitter, which is X now. I'm on there as Bady Percy, and building my YouTube thing up now, but it'll be the official Percy Bady as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. On behalf of God Sent Music Podcast, and I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart, this'll be something I'll never forget. This right here gonna always stick with me that I got to sit down and get a few minutes of the legendary Percy Bady. Thank you, sir.
Thank you again, my brother.
Hey, if y'all watching this once again on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, like, follow, subscribe, leave a comment. Once again, sir, thank you. Till next time, peace.
Peace, brother.